And we are live. Hey YouTube. So this is going to be a little speaker comparison. Whew. We got a few, uh, three different pairs to compare. Also, this is the first streaming test of our new fiber internet connection. Woohoo! So these are some speakers by the Digital Experience Incorporated. These are EMCPU1-OG. I don't remember if I looked up the model number specifically, but I looked up the brand. These things are cheap. Like, I'm guessing about $12 new, because on eBay used, they were about $6.50. Yeah, those were my mom's old speakers. And then these things right here, these beautiful circles, are my mom's new speakers. These are Dell. Which ones were these again? Yeah, they're a 2.0. Yeah, the AE215 by Dell. And then these right here are my speakers. These are the Sun 115H. I always like to say 1115, but that's not right. So these are from surplus sale for about $5. These were from surplus sale for about $5. These were $12 or whatever from Staples. Yeah, so we're gonna give a little listen to them with my microphone pointed at them, best test that we can do for speakers. So some things to listen for if they get picked up in the mic, because there's YouTube compression and all that. So these speakers are gonna be pretty bad. They're the first ones that we're listening to. Then between the Sun speakers and the Dell, I think the Dell has just a little bit more bass. But the biggest thing is the Sun speakers have more separation between the different instruments and sounds. The Dell doesn't, but the Dell does sound really good, and I'm glad I got them as my mom's new speakers. And I say these were about $5. I don't know exactly because they're having 10% off, and we also got three. I'll show these in another video, but we got some PCI USB cards, and we got three of the wall plug extenders where you put the little box in and it gives you three extra plugs. And then we also got some USB 3 hubs. That was all $8. So let's get on with our little test here. And really quickly, this is the song that we are listening to, Secrets by Horizon. So we'll get started with these terrible speakers, and we'll switch between them. Never tell, just trust that I'll keep it locked in a cell. Never revealing no secrets you're keeping. These promises strong as a spell. I'll never tell. Yeah, I like you, that's for sure. Never have to close the door. Been alone. I'm a year before, and I'm missing you so bad. Gone away, I want them more. Every show I called before, need to hear that voice. Cause right now feels like it's been too long. I could never let you go. Go on thinking about if it's true. I would never let the world. I'll never tell, just trust that I'll keep it locked in a cell. Never, no secrets you're keeping, these promises strong as a spell. I'll never tell. You're an angel, that's for sure. With some devil, hear you roar, but I like it. We on the floor. So, it's pretty clear these aren't very good. They've only gone crackly recently, and yeah, for like changing the volume, but they sound about the same as they have for I don't know how many years my mom has had them, but she's had them for a good while. And they've served her okay, but there were some different speakers that were actually by Harman Kardon that were taller, but about the same width as the Dell speakers that I thought were going to sound pretty good and even better than mine. But when we were comparing speakers just for my mom, these sounded better than the Harman Kardon speakers, and subsequently they sound about as good as these, just not quite as tight. And the Sun ones this time sounded like maybe they had slightly more bass than the Dell. You know, I left the Dell at the default medium volume. So, I'm glad I didn't get the Harman Kardon speakers because I was thinking of getting a pair of speakers for myself too. Mostly because these speakers sometimes go a little crackly. If I turn them off and on again, then it's fixed. And I can live with that, but I wanted something that wouldn't be crackly until I get some nicer speakers. But I'm actually thinking of just saving some money and then going and buying $150, $200 pair of speakers that are studio monitors. And I'm contemplating the idea of seeing if I could go back to my old job at Dollar Tree for a month or two, you know, just temporary, and make some money that way. But yes, the Sun has more separation on the instruments than the Dell, but they are a bigger speaker. I don't know if they were a more expensive speaker when they were new. The only thing I found online about them is Macari listing. So they, to me, Sun sounds like just some random, not very big, almost no-name brand for a speaker. Kind of like the Digital Experience Incorporated. I've never heard of them. That sounds just like it's a name that we can use that's not taken that says what we do, and no. There is one thing these speakers have going for them. So first of all, the Sun speakers, they're powered by a wall plug that's permanently wired in, and then you have some RCA jacks to go out to your computer. So these are for, this is going to the other speaker. And then both of these other speakers are USB powered. These speakers have a volume knob that also acts as the on switch because it clicks off. So essentially they turn on when your computer's on and they turn off when your computer's off, and they're at whatever volume you have them set at. And if there's one volume that you like, you do that, or the way my mom had it, she just used her keyboard volume control for changing the volume. Same thing the way I do, because I have a volume wheel on my keyboard. So I just leave these at maximum and change the volume there. Except for this test, I did turn them down a bit, because the Dell speakers, they start at 50% volume, and they sadly don't turn on when your computer turns on. You have to turn them on by this little switch on the side, and they start at 50% volume. But they do have a headphone jack and a line out. I'm not exactly sure why you would want a line out on these. I don't know. But I mean, and they're not even acting as a USB DAC. I was thinking for a second they were, but no, it's just USB power and then 3.5 millimeter audio. So I don't know why you need a line out. Having having headphones makes sense. Even these Sun speakers have a headphone port on them, which I would use, except for it's very extremely noisy. I haven't tested the headphone port on the Dell speakers, so while I have them here, before I go set them up in my mom's space, I'm going to actually do that. I just want to see if it's really noisy or not. Okay. There was a little bit of something when I plugged it in, but not too much. Let's turn this down some. Okay, yeah, on my V-Moda M200 ANC headphones, that port sounds great. It's not crackly. So, yeah. But, you know, I think it's really the right decision to get some $200+ speakers. At one point, I was wondering if I even needed to get the expensive price range of studio monitors that I was wanting to get. Because originally I wanted the Monroe Egg Sonic speakers, which are like $2,000. Those are the red egg speakers that MKBHD has. If you're ever seen any of his videos and seen those speakers. The reason that I abandoned that dream was because the company changed ownership, and the new ownership isn't honoring warranties for the speakers made from the old ownership. Or I think something about them like saying, well, the retailer is responsible for that, which means that the retailer who sold the speakers then has to eat the cost of repair, which I don't know that they even have parts for repairing those speakers, so then it's just, here's a new pair. And I'm like, I know that I would be buying from the new ownership, so I would be in their warranty, but do I want to support that? No. No, I don't. So, that's mostly it for this video. I'm going to be getting something around the $200 range, not $2,000. And I'm probably going to buy it from Guitar Center. That's what I'm trying to think of. I was thinking of Performance Audio in Salt Lake. I do like them, but they're in Salt Lake. That's like a whole trip up there, so, and Guitar Center's right nearby, and they do let you test the speakers. The other day I found plug your phone in, push buttons, so I'm going to go there, pick the pair that I like best, and I probably will go there sometime soon and do that, and then so then I kind of know what I'm saving for, and then I can go to Dollar Tree and be like, "Hey, old manager, could I work here for a couple of months, make a little extra money?" But yeah, this is a little speaker comparison. Yes, there's YouTube compression and all those things, but again, these things don't sound very good. They're okay. If they weren't going crackly, I think this could actually make a nice tweeter if you had another speaker for the mids and then a subwoofer. These speakers are pretty good. They're actually really good for their size, but they're not very well separated on the instruments like these speakers are. And I think that's just a function of their size. So yeah, if anybody sees this video and you found it interesting, leave a like down below. Check out the variety of other stuff that I do. Speaker testing is just a one-off thing for right now. Because just because we got some new speakers. I don't do this as a regular thing. But if you like the other things that you see that I do, Minecraft, I've done some cooking videos recently, and I'm going to eventually do more of those when I get some time. Then get subscribed. And I will see you guys in whatever's next. Bye.